Hey everyone, welcome back to night 2 of the 31 Days of Horror. What I'm reviewing tonight is something I thought I'd reviewed this on my channel, but looking through the backlog, I haven't. So, here we go. Yeah, this is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is the Netflix version. This is obviously a bootleg, um, because, there's no official release. I would have bought one if there was, but there isn't. So, just saying. So yeah, this came out in, when did this come out? It was like 2022, I think. So like last year. Um I don't even know how to fit this into the how to fit it into the existing canon. I mean, it's a definite sequel to the first movie. It has Sally Hardesty, the character of Sally Hardesty from the first movie. So, it's literally a direct sequel. But also, I, I don't know, it's just different in tone. The basic plot is you got these bunch of kids, they're coming to this town. Essentially, they want to like gentrify this like little Texas town. There's like nobody lives there. It's like 4 people or something, and they want to like gentrify it and make it all hip and everything. So they come there, and like your typical 20 something douchebags, they go sticking their nose where it don't belong. Uh, they end up actually essentially trying to like kick a woman out of her house because they claim that they've bought the house. Turns out they didn't. Turns out this woman is the caretaker of Leatherface. So essentially, since the events of the first movie, he's been like living here, and she's keeps him under control. You know. So what ends up happening? They end up having to take her to the hospital. And you know, she dies. She's dead, and essentially the how can I put it? The dog has been let off its leash. You know, Leatherface does what he does because that's what he is. He's literally like a weapon. There's no real thought behind it. It's like, okay, people are here. I hack them up with a chainsaw. Like unless someone kind of tells me not to. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Plot wise, honestly, that's pretty much it. Uh, these characters are annoying as hell. Honestly, there's only 2 characters that I really liked in this movie, and one of them ends up dead, and the other one ends up surviving. So take that for what you will. Um, is it a great Texas Chainsaw sequel? I'm gonna say it's one of the better ones. There's been a lot of Texas Chainsaw Massacre sequels. Some have been better than others. Some have been abysmally bad. And some just have no place being a Texas Chainsaw movie. I've said this before when I talk about the Texas Chainsaw series as a whole. There are certain stories that when you give it the Texas Chainsaw name, you create certain expectations, and they can't live up to it. Leatherface was a perfect example of that. The 2018 Leatherface or whatever. This one actually lives up to it, I feel. Is it as good as, Tobe Hooper's original? No. Is it as good as part 2 or part 3? No. I would put this on par. I'd put it. If I was to rate the series, this would be like the 4th. So, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, and then, like remake and, all the other stuff. but it works. I'm going to get into spoiler territory for the end of this movie, because the end of this movie is perfect. Honestly, I love the ending of this movie, because one of these characters, that you think is going to survive, ends up getting her head sawn off, and then he's like holding it up in the air, and oh man, it's just... I've never seen a character die that I've been happier about seeing. I mean, honestly, I hated this girl from the beginning. And I've said before about like acting, is it just she was written to be really annoying and that's the way it comes out? But that could be the case. I don't know. But I was glad to see her dead. Mostly, I wish they'd have killed off her character a lot earlier. This movie has an awesome scene on a bus. I mean, and one of the few bits of humor in this movie, Leatherface comes on the bus with a chainsaw, wearing someone's face, and, they're all holding up their cameras like, you're going to get canceled, dude, or whatever. It's like, and he, wipes out the entire bus, and it's glorious. It really is. For a rating, you know what? I'll give this one 7 out of 10. It's not like, if someone says to you, we're going to watch a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, pick one. This wouldn't be your first choice. It'd be one or two, honestly. But if someone said, we're watching the Netflix Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, that's a situation where you can just kind of go, okay, that's fun. So yeah, take that for what you will. So yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Netflix movie, 7 out of 10, excuse me. Good stuff. That's it for me. See you tomorrow.